The African rhino is considered by many hunters as the most dangerous animal on Earth. With no provocation, this giant behemoth will charge with the devastation of a runaway truck. It would be sheer folly to hunt one with anything less than a high-powered rifle. And yet there are men today who seriously hunt these magnificent beasts with harmless pellet guns. They hunt not to kill, but to save them from gradual extinction. Our guest today is actor and writer Robert Culp, who recently returned from Zululand, where producer-director Ivan Tors has filmed the exciting story of these dedicated men in MGM's Rhino. Bob, who plays the starring role in Rhino, has some exciting and real adventure to relate to us about that production. Bob, welcome to our mic.
Thank you very much.
Bob, you said before the interview that filming Rhino was an enlightening experience. What do you mean by that?
Well, like most other people in this country, I was unaware of the vital importance of game conservation on an international level until I went to Africa, met several of the men who were really directly responsible for bringing the picture to life, the fellows who were the head rangers and game guards in the Umfolozi Game Reserve where we shot the picture. And these guys are dedicated men, deeply dedicated to saving these animals and to transmitting that message around the world to the places where animals are going extinct. The White Rhino, he's the star of the picture, was well on its way to becoming extinct until 30, 40 years ago, a concentrated effort to gather them together in one place at Umfolozi. There are about 650, 700 there now. We learned as private citizens and actors too, Harry Gardino, who's my co-star in the picture, and myself, how these guys go about darting these animals with a small aluminum capsule dart shot from an air pistol or an air rifle with morphine and several tranquilizers mixed in, a rather complex mixture. Put them to sleep and pack them up in enormous crates and bring them to a boma. There, in the center of the reserve, they tame them so that literally some of the younger ones, you can feed them out of your hand, these enormous beasts, within a month's time, and then they ship them off to zoos all over the world.
Do you think they will be able to save these animals from becoming extinct?
Well, of course, there's no way to really replete and replenish the species. They haven't reached that so far with the gorilla, with the giraffe, with the African elephant, with the white and the black rhino, with the leopard and the lion, but with all of those animals, it is dangerously close now, today. And the men who are involved in trying to save them are trying to stay above that line and to push it further away.
How dangerous was it filming these animals? Is it less dangerous in a game reserve?
In a reserve, there, as in any place else, the principle behind reserve is simply to let them go absolutely free with no fetters at all, except maybe a fence or two fences many miles wide. They're not touched. They're left completely in a state of natural freedom. They are just as natural and naturally dangerous as if you ran across them in the middle of some dark part of Africa that was not a reserve. They're damn dangerous. No question about it.
Did you have any brushes with danger?
We all had our brushes with fate, and everybody came out fine from it. Closest I came, I bought a motorcycle in Johannesburg and took it out to the company just so I'd have transportation by myself and so I could get around. So I'm coming home one evening just after we finished shooting. It's sunset and half light, and I'm watching the road very carefully because the light on the bike is not working too well. I look up, and lo and behold, approaching and crossing the road is a rhino. And I'm going to hit him broadside. I don't know what to do, so I'm definitely on a collision course. I hit the brakes, but not too hard because the sand on these roads is really terrible. I slowed down just enough, and the rhino speeded up just enough with a snort and a roar and going ahead that I thought, oh, fine, I'm going to pass right behind him, which was cool. This was a young one, about half-grown, and the cow came crashing out of the bush right behind him. The old lady, she's a full-grown cow. She goes between 4,000 and 5,000 pounds, just like an express train. It's terrifying. So she hooked at me and missed me, and I went on down the road, and they went on across their their way. But I frightened them as much as they frightened me. But I must say I was very reluctant to ride at dusk or after dark after that on the roads around the camp.
That was a breathtaking experience. What were some of the other animals you worked with in Rhino?
Well, in the picture, Harry Gardino worked very carefully with a Ringgal's cobra, which is the spitting cobra, the venom of which blinds if it is not washed out immediately, which is a story point. This was very ticklish, and everybody had to stand way behind the camera. We were all kind of, you get nervous around a snake that you not only can strike but can spit 6-8 feet with tremendous accuracy. I come in one sequence in the picture. It was really very spooky, and I don't know why it made me do it, except you get, a little reckless, a little carried away. One of the sequences in the picture was with a fully grown 200-pound male lion who had been darted, but we were never sure with the mixtures how they would affect animals of different weight, and you were never positive exactly how much an animal weighed, etc., etc. So it was touch and go and a little spooky. And I take a piece of bone out from between his teeth, and my hand is in his mouth and everything, and he's growling, and it's right on camera. There's not a line in this picture that's looped. It's all sound that was shot right there, as well as every ounce and every foot of footage was shot right there on location.
It certainly sounds like something the whole family is going to enjoy.
It is definitely a family picture, yeah. It's fun, it's terribly exciting, and the picture moves like lightning. I never saw anything move so fast.
And speaking about moving fast, I'd better say thank you, Robert Culp, for a very interesting and informative interview. We'll be looking forward to seeing you in the MGM Ivan Tors production of Rhino.
Thank you very much.
This is Dick Strout speaking from Hollywood, returning you to our main studios.